Smart culture, mathematics.
What we'll do now is we'll investigate the average gradient between 2 points. Let's take a look at this graph. So you'll see we have 2 points on the curve and we have the coordinates for these points also indicated on the graph. Now think about it. As h, which is the distance between the two x values, gets smaller, your 2 points will get closer together. Let's take a look at an example. Let's make x equal to 2. So x will be equal to 2 and h will be equal to 3. So this is what the graph will look like. In this case, h is equal to 3. Now we'll move these 2 points closer together, which means h will decrease in value. So if h is equal to 1, this is what the graph will look like. What about if h is equal to 0.5? You can see that these 2 points are now closer together. So the distance between these two x values is decreasing from the left to the right. In each of these graphs, g of x is a straight line with the same gradient as the average gradient of the curve between the points x and x plus h. Can you see that as h decreases, the 2 points on the x-axis gets closer together? Can you also see that as the 2 points on the x-axis gets closer together, the average gradient changes? So as the 2 points get closer together, in other words, as h becomes 0, the average gradient between the 2 points becomes the actual gradient at that point. However, h cannot actually be 0 as that would give us a 0 denominator. So we must use limits in this case. So what we'll do is we'll take the actual gradient at a point, and this is called the derivative. Now, to find the limit of the gradient as h tends to 0, we use the following formula. We call this the derivative of the function, and this method is called finding the derivative from first principles. Let's take a look at this example. Find the derivative of the function f of x is equal to 3x squared from first principles. So what we'll do first is we'll start by finding f of x plus h, which is the first part of this formula. So that will be 3 brackets x plus h squared. Now we have to multiply these 2 brackets. So x plus h times x plus h. If you have to now expand these brackets, it will be x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. Now we have to multiply the 3 with this polynomial or this trinomial. 3 times x squared is equal to 3x squared. 3 times 2xh is equal to 6xh. 3 times h squared is equal to 3h squared. The next thing that we must do is we must substitute the expressions for f of x and f of x plus h into the first principles formula. So this is the first principles formula. So now we sub in these values. Then we have 3x squared plus 6xh plus 3h squared minus 3x squared divided by h. What we'll do next is we'll simplify. 3x squared minus 3x squared is equal to 0, so that will cancel out. So now we have 6xh plus 3h squared divided by h. The next thing that we have to do is we have to take out the common factor of h. So we'll factorize, then we have h brackets 6x plus 3h divided by h. Now the h above the line and below the line can cancel out. The next thing that we have to do is we have to substitute in for h is equal to 0, and we have to then remove the limit. 6x plus 3 times 0 is equal to 6x. So this is then the derivative of f of x is equal to 3x squared.
And that's a wrap on today's fascinating journey through the world of knowledge. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our ever-growing community of curious minds. We can't wait to embark on new educational adventures together.